5 ways that people around you will try to stop you from growing online. Whether it's a creative side hustle, here on YouTube, your blog, social media, freelance gigs, and so on. Most of the people, especially those who are more adults than us, I'm almost 40, and so if you speak to somebody who is in his 50s or 60s about your endeavor, your ideas to develop a personal brand online, and starting a channel, starting a podcast, writing online, that can be excruciating to face with these challenges that you are not being understood by the people you love, the people you spend most time with, and that you still have fun time with if you don't talk about these things, right? But when you do talk about it, and at some point it gets to this point of what Shachar is doing in his life, why he spend time on this weird stuff instead of finding a real job like we have. And so this is especially relevant to those who went all in and go for, as Paul Miller coined it, the Pathless Path. Very recommended book, by the way, that inspired me a lot and encouraged me a lot in my way, because he faced many things that I face, and he gave me so many ideas, inspiration. So very recommended. Check it in the description below. There he talk about the Pathless Path is all those content creators or freelancers who quit altogether the job with uncertainty that comes with the Pathless Path, right? Because you are on your own. This is very challenging, but also opening you up to many possibilities to know yourself better, to know your true value, and also monetize your content. So what are these 5 tendencies of people to try to stop you? First way is that they just care about you, and they see, especially if you go off track, right? If you go off the traditional path, as Paul Miller called it. You want to explore yourself, what I did, and it came with a lot of costs, mind-body costs, and very rough time mentally as well. But I believe that everyone to some degree needs, especially in their 30s or 40s, need to repack or reassess his path and look for meaningful ways. On one hand, some people are more lean to finding meaning, and they feel just that the war is tedious and they don't find any point in what they are doing. And other people just in more materialistic achievement kind of vibe want to, and that's totally legit. With me, it's both. And is more of, I want to maximize my potential and grow online and maximize the earning that I can from my value as a person. We all see all the YouTubers and all the content creators and influencers do so. So why don't we, right? And so, first of all, it's important to know that it's very difficult. And this is important to note because those around you will pinpoint this pain point that you have, the self-doubt that came across all over and over again in your journey. So they reinforce them to try to unconsciously or consciously. So the first thing is that they care about you, and they see that you go for some weird stuff and you don't react like normal person who not going out in the weekends or after work hours, who is not engaging in the community, who is not what he used to be once, right? And of course, those who quit job altogether and start their creative endeavor, this is even more so. They don't know you anymore, they care about you. This is important to understand that it's come from a good place, but then they just try to give you advice, go to the traditional path, what they know, especially if they are older than you. This is one thing that you need to be aware of when you start your thing online and you have the excitement of publishing the first video, the first blog post, the first posts on X and so on. You need to be aware of that. First of all, it's going to take a lot of time, and on the way, many people around you will not understand you. Less and less understand you the more you continue. And before you have solid success, 1,000 subscribers or followers, you actually earn steady money from it. And this is something that very few earn, right? And it takes a lot of time too. So the second thing, they have some, what I call an unconscious envy on you, even though if they are successful and more experienced in life than you, might still be envying you, especially men, because this desire to maximize your potential, in which it's very difficult to maximize as an employee 9-to-5 job, no matter how prestigious is your role. Even in the high-tech industry, when you get high salary as a programmer, you can become a manager of the programmer, you still work for somebody else, for somebody else's dream, and you still don't maximize your potential in terms of way more money that you can earn as a business owner, as a content creator. They have kind of weird mix of compassion and envy. So on one hand, they feel compassionate about you and want to help, but on the other hand, not just they don't understand this scene of content creation, how to actually make money from your value, but also more they hear that from you, they become envy inside of them, and you can hear that from the tone of their voice, how they react, and like, I want you to succeed, but not too much succeed. And it's not something intentional, it's something in the back of the mind of people. So try to stay away or not stay away. You can still be in touch, but choose carefully who would like to help you or accompany you along the way. It's better off to be other creators, other entrepreneurs. Therefore, it's best to find some creator hubs in your city, digital nomad hubs, and so on. These are the vibes you are looking for. Not just for collaboration, for business purposes, but also for just to feel not alone. Content creation, it's a lot of alone time, and less alone in front of those people that's supposed to know you, but actually don't know you anymore when you chose the pathless path, when you chose go off track with your content creation idea. So the fourth thing is the age. This is something, if you are an entrepreneur who discovered this YouTube thing or blogging thing or writing online thing very late at life, this is why late bloomer is the name of this channel, you might be more resonating with what I'm going to say now. And what I'm going to say is, as you are already not young, you are not those prodigies who made millions of dollars at the age of 20 and even before that. I don't want to do name drops, but if you see YouTube, you will get and search for how to make money online. You will know what I'm talking about. So when you start so late in life, then people will also, that will make them even more doubt about you and make you also more doubtful about yourself when they talk to you about that. And because you are so late in life, you don't have a real career. I go back to the incredible book of Paul Miller, The Pathless Path. He came out of abundance to the Pathless Path. He said that he didn't find meaning in that. So, as I said, there are two routes of going to the Pathless Path, to my perspective. He had a very successful career as a consultant, and now, through the time, he understood about himself that it doesn't resonate with him internally, and he wants to more about manage his own schedule and explore things and be curious about the world and to meet people, to converse about the different forms of rock. This is his mission, his purpose, so to speak. So it came out of meaning, even though he had a lot of money he earned from his job. But me, and I believe many others like me, came out of an average, mediocre work like a back office executive, for example, that I was, but it can be also customer service. Those who didn't earn a grown-up employee career, like those prestigious roles at the high-tech industry, programmers, coders, engineers, marketing managers, and all those prestigious roles, or lawyer, more traditional one, lawyers, doctors, so on, more prestigious roles that they can be proud of and make a lot of money. So I came from not poverty, but let's say mediocrity, with boring job, without any proud of what I'm doing. I always had a academic aspiration in the back of my mind, and when that didn't work for me because of lack of funding, I just came to the content creations first for freelancing, to work as a freelancer, and then my own thing on YouTube and the blog, where I share a lot of self-discovery tips along my journey. So age. don't self-doubt about your age, and people make you more doubt about your age because they see that you are too old for that stuff. The fourth thing is time. One of the things that the person who tried to get to me and help me and give me some life advice from his own experience, he didn't understand that it takes time. And when I told him that I tried because he knows me for a while, he said, but what if, and that was so offending for me. I thought about it for days after he said that to me, is that what if you end up being 60 or 70, still trying to figure out earning money from this content creation stuff? What then? Everyone has his side gig or side hobby thing that he do on the side, but he has a real job. And this is very profound statement, which made me so offended and doubt about my path. That was so strong because it was true to some extent, but also not true. And the not true, which is less obvious, is because you need to be courage to get on the pathless path, but you can do it if you become consistent, you publish consistently, you own your skills, your creative skills, you show up every day, you edit, you come with idea, you have your script, you write the structure of your blog posts, you keep posting and improving and learning from others that who are successful. You do all the things and you're niching down all the time and you are aware of the stats. You can do it. You really can do it. There are many creators out there that are successful, and those who aren't are those who quit early or just lose attention and do other things because life throws them something and they just quit. It's not just they are less creative or less intelligent, it's just they are less consistent and they are just lose hope that it actually can do something. And one of the contributors to that is those around you that try to dismiss you, not in a bad way, but try to dismiss you because they care about you. And that can be very double-edged advice, so be careful from that. And lastly, and it's connected to that, the result of all of this misunderstanding you have with this kind of conversation about what you are doing in your life, about this thing, or what you do on the side in the weekend, it does have some results, negative one, because either they get distance from you because they just don't share same values and same interests anymore. They realize at some point that you are somebody else. You are very determined by your path that you chose, even though they don't accept it, they don't agree with it, and they let you go. So and then you find yourself alone again, right? And another scenario with other friends that they still try to get to you, but on very surface level, or because they don't want to offend you anymore, because you deter them by saying that let's not talk about it, because as I spoke in this video, it doesn't do you any good for your endeavor. And then they either get distance or just friendship become more surface level. And so this is a pity, and it's not has to be like that, because there are many fun ways that you can do aside this. But work, especially for men, especially in my age, becomes so prominent thing in life and your identity. And this is very challenging because you need to pretend, even in dating, when you have this death blown of saying, what do you do for life? And you can't really explain it because you yourself not exactly know how you're going to build your creator path, and you're still owning your skills and you're still building your digital assets, your blog, you're understanding the algorithm and so on. You know that if you're creating content yourself. And if you aren't, you should be preparing for that when you start. So this was it. This was my video for today. 5 things that people around you might throw on you, unconsciously or consciously, and try to stop you from growing online and developing that thing that you dream of. Money online from the thing you are good at and enjoying this on the way. These people will try to stop you, and you don't need to let them. Be determined. Come watch this video if you feel self-doubt sometimes, and get back to your roots. Believe in yourself. The key is consistency, knowing yourself better. This is something you can do in my blog. I dedicated for you an entire course, free course, email course, 5 days course, where I share my best self-discovery tips on how to become a content creator after trying many avenues and doing a lot of nonsense, wasting a lot of time following some gurus and following some wrong endeavors for me. So if you want to have a smoother start as a content creator on the side or on your main goal, certainly check this free course of mine. I will link to this course down below in the description. I also publish a comment about that. Other than that, subscribe to the channel where I'm gonna share more insight from my self-discovery journey as a content creator and things about productivity, aspiration, finding purpose, meaning in what you do, and so on. So subscribe for that, and we'll see each other in the next video. Bye for now.